Good morning everyone. So you saw me yesterday gluing the drawer faces together, and I did all that, and I also got the ply cut for the fridge drawer, which is here, and I got that fitted yesterday as well, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I just need to find a way to open the fridge now because of the way it's in a drawer basically. I'll show you. I think I've got a couple of ideas. One involves modifying the fridge ever so slightly. I never showed you the fridge, so I'll show you this because I really could do with some suggestions, otherwise I'm going to do plan A. So obviously the catch opens there, and then you open the drawer and there you are, your lovely fridge. But what you do is the catch is on the front of the fridge, and it does that. It's not a very harsh catch, it's lighter than the fridge, so I can lift up the catch without actually lifting the lid. But yeah, if you're going to suggest spin it around, this lid sticks out too far for this. The box is literally the same size as the fridge. My option was screw something to the catch and extend it like a bit of metal, create like an S shape of a metal out of a bit of van metal. I've got loads of that out of the windows. Or cut a notch sort of like this into this bit of wood, but I don't think that would give you that much room because there's obviously this wood isn't very thick. So if you've got any suggestions, I literally don't know what you could do. My another thought was disable the catch and just screw a lid to the, screw one of these handles to the lid. But yeah, I'm really not sure. If you've got any ideas, it's just this little catch and it pulls these back. So that's why I was thinking a bit of metal, extending it to the top, so you just lift it up and it disables the catch. Any suggestions greatly appreciated. So it's currently the 13th of January, and it's lovely sunny yesterday, today, and hopefully tomorrow as well. And yeah, I was out in a t-shirt yesterday while I was gluing and painting the panels and stuff. And then the second it went behind the twigs of the trees, it got cold again, even though it's still sunny. But no, the pure sun was good. Yeah, so it's been rather cold because it's been very clear, but I love that. I went out and did my little tea in the woods again. Didn't bother filming it because it's repetitive. Although that video did go down pretty well. But yeah, so welcome back to another van build episode. So it started off with a little montage yesterday, and then I didn't film anything else just because it's not getting on with it really. I did also trim the portholes, which I don't know if you can see up there. So you probably still can't even really see it. Basically I put corner trim around, nailed it in, that's all good. Then I ran out, so we had to go to Wickes last night. But I still haven't done that, so I'll film the rest of it because the bed recesses back there need trimming around the edges too, just to cover up where the tongue and groove meets the recess box. So now you're up there, as you can see just about the fridge drawer here. I put the little brass catch on. I literally I'm going with these. None of this magnetic or roller stuff that are a faff to line up and still don't guarantee things opening. This physical latch, nothing can get past it. It looks really nice, really simple to install, and these are quality ones. They came in this like packaging that's like, basically I think they're like really old, like actually antique, not even antique style, because they come in this really old plastic, and one of them came in a dusty box. So I ordered 10, then realised I needed about 15, so I ordered another 10. And the first box came in like an old sort of browny, really, I don't know how to describe it because cardboard's always brown anyway, but like it was antique cardboard. If that's possible. No, it was really nice. So yeah, just going with these, and you can get to your location, undo all of these, and because the drawers have a little catch in them, so you've got to tug them anyway. It's not enough while you're driving, I've tested it, but that's what that's for. So, but they have a little catch, so if you want a slight slant, not everything's going to be opening, and all the doors are soft close, and yeah, so basically once everything's in, it's in, so if you want a slant, nothing will swing open or slide out, but while you're driving, just latch that, and yeah, so This is what I recommend. Obviously everyone likes their own preference, but this is what I'm going to go for in my van. So aligning the actual fronts onto the drawers is harder than you would imagine. So here I've done this one as well. Very nice. But yeah, this one I haven't done yet. But basically, if I brighten you up. So what I've been doing is doing that, leaning it forward a bit, and then sliding it out together. And obviously it's pretty much guesswork, because that just moved then, and you got no guarantee that it's going to fit. But I prepared the screw. I put a screw half the way into the ply, so it's already there. Then when I pull the drawer out, I put the screw in all the way, push it back with just one screw in, and check that it's aligned. If it needs slightly altering, I can put it in this side and then move the hole on this side, and that's what I found best. If any of you have any tips for aligning drawer fronts, drop in the comments, because this is only the second van I've done proper drawers in, so I'd be greatly appreciative if you could let me know what your recommendations are. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to actually film this time, because I think you might, want to see. So that's how it's done. Now I got to put the handle on. There was a bit of faffing, but I got there. So the handle, I just used these copper style effect, same ones I did in my last van. I'll put a link to them down below if you want. Yeah, they're nice. They come with a lot of things come with really crap screws. They're small screws, but they have a good head, because a lot of them are like trying to be PZ1s and get too complicated and then don't work even if you do use a PZ1. These are PH2s, as you can see. They got a nice solid head. So when I swap this bit out for a PZ2, they slot in really well, because the roller catches that I used last year, their screws were crap, and I had too many handles. I actually ended up using the handle screws for some of the catches because they were that bad. But yeah, these ones lock on real nice, which is a benefit. So, good morning everyone. Yesterday you saw me routering out the doors, or basically routering out some pallet wood for the doors. Now, I did start to film that, as you saw, and then I thought there's no actual point, because I filmed the whole process in the last video of making the door. I just didn't get to fit it. That was actually a drawer front, but they're made exactly the same. And I showed you how to fit the drawer front in the beginning of this video. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to fit the doors. I fitted one last night because I was too curious to know. I was like, I'll just prep it, and then it ended up going on because I was too curious to know how to work it. Because I've been using those concealed hinges, which are made for overlay doors, but I'm using them on an inset door. And you can actually buy inset concealed hinges, which I didn't know, otherwise I would have bought them. But it's only because I saw someone else do this, so I thought, it's doable. You just got to chock it up the width of the door, basically. We'll get to the details in a sec. So I packed away in quite a hurry last night, because I just needed to get packed away. So everything's really a mess. It's -5, as you can tell. It's probably quite... You can't really see any frost from that picture. Well, I can tell you the ground is solid where there was loads of mud. And yeah, frost in the garden next door. So yeah, it's very cold. I can tell you that. I did last night also get this door cladded. Sorry, the thing unthreaded rather than spun. But I didn't get the bottom of this door cladded, so that's another job for today. At least 2 more doors built and fitted today, if not all of the top ones as well. The top ones are going to be much simpler because they are using different type of hinge because they're the overhead cupboards. So yeah. Another thing I've learned, I need to invest into a couple more batteries because I bought 2 cheap ones when I got my 18-volt stuff at the beginning of my last build, and they were just crap. So then I got the most expensive third-party ones, which were still obviously cheaper than DeWalt, and they've been amazing. But the previous 2 have now pretty much completely packed up. I've got like 2.5 batteries now. One of them just doesn't charge, and the other one only charges a bit and it's probably only a 1 amp hour battery when it's supposed to be 4. So it's just a faff. You go to a tool, you go to use it, and it's got no power, and you're like, ah! Anyway, oh, look at this. Isn't that nice? So now I'm holding the camera, it's getting all foggy. Never mind. So I got this bit of trim on last night, which looks very nice. And then here is said door. And if I open it, it obviously opens. And then if you shut it, it soft closes. Yeah, very nice. Posh. So yeah, now I've got to do the other one. I love these hinges. They're a bit of a faff to work out, but then I watched a video last night and it solved everything, which is why I know all those terms that I was telling you. And that you can just move them about because they've got adjustment screws, which obviously with standard butt hinges you've got one place and that's it. So I love these hinges now. So I learnt a lot about these hinges. They obviously have to recess into the door, and I needed the doors to be very thin because the sink is very far forwards. But then I realised you've got the hinges mounted on this half, for example, and then you've got your handle over here, and you're relying on just this bit of ply because I didn't do any joints, which is I recommend you do. Little if you just like route all the way along the edge bit, and then it will almost be like tongue and groove for this one, or you could do like a proper thin mortise and tenon, but the wood's too thin for that. So that would, because otherwise you're just relying on the ply to spin it. And then also the hinges recess in 13 to 14 mil. So on a 13 to 14 mil thick door, that's not going to work. So I've had to add a bit of 6 mil ply for the strength and also for the depth, but obviously that's made them stick out about 2 mil, 3 mil from the frame because of the goddamn sink that's been misplaced. But not to worry, because it's right under the countertop, you literally can't see it, and it's a quirky, the drawers don't sit completely flush, they're near enough, give or take 2 mil. But yeah, some of them are about 2 mil out, 2 mil in, you know. So, not the best, but that's what I've learnt. Make sure your doors are at least 18 mil thick, and also, yes, if you're going to do shaker style doors, they do need joints in these joints or a piece of wood on the back to strengthen it, because they were sort of flexing at the joints. It would have worked, but in terms of, sorry, my head's cut off. I've only just noticed. But it would have worked, but in terms of long-term durability, I don't think it would have worked. And in terms of the handles that you saw me fit earlier, I think I'm going to have to fit them sideways on these bits here, which is a bit weird, but should have bought different handles really. So this door is my best door yet. Main reason being is it's so much thicker. It's even thicker than this door with 6 mil on the back, and it's very skinny. It's my little skinny door, but it's sturdy as, just because it's got that extra surface area. So this one I'm not going to add a bit of ply on the back because I don't think it needs it. and any of these ones with this thicker wood will be alright, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I'll show you how to fit this one. This one's got this lovely bit of the heart in the wood, as you can see, and I reckon with a bit of linseed oil, very nice. Yeah, I can't wait to get that one on. So, hello everyone. I thought I'd connect this mic because I got my dad's van going, and yeah, it's just good Tuesday every now and again. So I'm going to set up a temporary workbench here, which is just 2 trusses made out of pallet wood with a bit of 6mm ply on the top. Could get one of these wireless lapel mics, but yeah, that's money. It's fine, it's a very long cable. So I'm going to start with the other under sink door, so we're in order. Now, one thing I will recommend, 2 secs. One thing that I recommend if you're going to be doing these hinges is one of these jigs, like this. Lifesaver, honestly. So basically, it goes over the door. It's got a little notch there, as you can see. Sorry for the camera misting up. It's the second I just breathe. There's no point in warming it up. It's going to cool down. So condensation wins. Yeah. So that's the edge of the door. It lips on, and then you clamp it down, and then you drill, and you set the depth. That is the depth set, which is, again, I haven't measured it, but the video I watched last night, he said it was about 13mm, so that's probably set to about 13mm. And then here, which I've noticed, I saw someone else's one of these, and also the guys in the video, and they're big plastic things, and they don't look very good. This one was a one off eBay. I thought, yeah. I hadn't seen any before. I'd seen someone using them, but I couldn't quite remember what it looked like. It's got 2 little pilot holes for a 1mm drill bit, I think, 1.5 maybe. Which is perfect, because although you've got this hole perfectly the same depth away from the edge, it can still spin in the hole, the hinge. So putting these 2 pilot holes on is amazing, which I haven't seen any others have yet. So I'll put a link down to this one in the description if you do want to buy this one. I really recommend it, to be honest. What I've done is I've measured 50mm down to the edge of the jig, which is pretty much the edge of the hinges too. So let me get some hinges. The great thing is the adjustment on them as well, but we'll get to that when we come to fit them. So 50mm down is there, and same on this side. I just do it what looks in proportion to the door. He didn't say anything in the video, so I'm pretty sure it's just wherever suits you best. And then line that up there to my 50mm mark on the edge of the jig. There we are. Clip. And then you just simply do that. And this has already got a depth gauge, so you can just go straight for it. Drill 2 little pilot holes, like so. Unclamp, and do the same on the other side. So that was very quick. I was gone for seconds. And then these just simply, obviously, fit in there. And because you've already got those pilot holes, you don't need to worry about it being slightly off angle that way. I cannot feel a thing in my fingers. If you're going to build a van, do it in summer. And when aligning this to the back holes, because a lot of them only have 2 holes, not 4 like this one does, which I quite like that this one has 4, to be honest. More adjustment the better. It needs to be 37mm back from the frame when you're doing overlay doors. So 37 plus the thickness of the door, which in my case is about 18. It varies because of the ply. Yeah, 17 this time. So I want to do 37mm plus 17mm, which is 54mm. I'm going to measure 54mm from the front of the frame to my block of wood, which I'll get to in a sec once I've screwed these on and we go inside the van. I've cut some blocks of wood. These are 60mm by 40mm. The hinges are about 60mm. I've just gone and left the bloody door outside. Well done, Max. And what I did is I measured from the top of the hinge to the bottom of the hinge, which in my case was 50mm, because I measured from 50mm to about 110mm. That was roughly the measurement. Doesn't have to be exact. So 50 to 110. And then I measured 40mm in to the front of the hinge. From about 35mm to 75mm, I think worked best for me last time, of where to put the block. So yeah, but here I've got not much room because the sink's here. So these are pre-drilled with 3.5mm and then countersunk. My battery's dying, the door's outside, so yeah, I'm gonna shut you off and start you up again. We now have a full battery, which is always good. So yeah, I've measured 40mm, or well, 35 and 75, but yeah, they're still 40mm apart from each other. And then I've measured 50mm down and 110mm down, and that gives you roughly the dimensions of this. So if I line that up with my little marks, that puts that there. Oh dear. Oh. Don't know if there's enough room between the sink and the block of wood for the actual hinge. You get the idea. I'll come back once I've screwed it all together. I'm going to have a tea, I give up. See you in half an hour. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm behind the camera currently. Yeah, 2 hours later I'm back. My fingers were so numb and they hurt. So I watched a few YouTube videos and had a pot of tea, like 4 cups of tea, and now I'm back out. And I've just spotted something as I came back out. Look at that out of the tap. That just explains how cold it is. I mean, it is above freezing because all the frost has melted on the van and stuff. That must have been there this morning because it's dripping currently, so it must be melting. But yeah, that is astonishing. Amazing. I'm going to take a picture of it, put it on my Instagram. So yeah, I'm going to get back to this, and hopefully this goddamn sink is out of the way, because I don't know if you could see what was happening earlier, but basically the gap between the side of the kitchen and the sink isn't big enough, basically. I did just cut a block of wood then. Oh, I put it in my pocket, didn't I? Well remembered, because after I turned the camera off, I managed to split the bit of wood that had the pilot hole. No idea. And now the drill is probably outside on the table. I want to get some more doors done, but because I spent so long faffing about inside, because I couldn't feel my fingers or pick up a single screw, I've wasted half the day. Use a thinner bit of wood. Oh, I'll come back once I've got this block screw, once I've got the flipping door on, because I literally give up and the flipping thing's overexposed. See you in a minute. So I got there in the end. Sorry if it's a bit dark, I just guessed that exposure. Yeah, so this door opens nice, will open better with a handle. It scraped slightly on the top. Yeah, I like this one. And then this one obviously has been my enemy, but it works. And that's the main point. I just put a thinner bit of wood and chopped this one all the way out on it, on the settings. So when it's open it's at an angle, but that goes on there, that goes on there. Obviously they're both soft close, pull shut, and then they both sit flush enough for my liking, considering what I've just gone through. So yeah, that's not the best example, but we got there in the end. Not everything goes to plan. Good morning everyone. So this is just a wrap up end bit of the footage. The video should be going out today if my internet permits. Hopefully Monday 5 PM is what I'm trying to aim for, and it's currently Monday 9:04 PM AM. Oh, that was backwards. It'd be dark by now. So I also want to do some stuff on the van. I want to get the overhead cupboards done and the trim done, because those two jobs are, yeah, what I wanted to get finished last week. So hopefully they're done, can cross them off my list, move on. Hopefully tomorrow, Tuesday, will be my day concentrating on doing the cushions. Going to go to my mum's, we're going to get them upholstered. And then Wednesday and Thursday is going to be literal last bits, a couple of boxes around the diesel heater and gas thing, gas dropout vents, wastewater, get that all done. MOT's on Friday, so that's all going to be in next week's video, so stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, please do make sure you're subscribed. My camera battery's dying, so I really do need to go, and yeah, comment any suggestions, anything helpful, and yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Drop the video a like. I think I was going to say something else in this video from earlier on, because I was starting editing it already, but I can't remember. So yeah, but anyway, like, subscribe, comment below about the fridge, and I'll see you next week.